Yellow. I'm trying this out. I'm pretty much there's really no idea or direction. Obviously, with the title of this, is what is the future of John Jones and Conor McGregor, which we will get into. But this is gonna be sort of like a podcast, not really a podcast because I don't know if this is what this is. I don't know. I'm just pretty much sitting down with a camera and a mic, and I'm just talking, no editing, no cuts or anything like that. It's just gonna be pretty much whatever I talk about, just like a stream of consciousness, me talking to this camera. But we are going to get into those topics. I do want to apologize though that I've kind of been slow with the content. I mean, I'm still pretty much getting a video out every single week, although it's kind of been like 11 days since my last video, so we're still like in the week and a half range. But I have a video already shot. It's like halfway edited. I'm gonna try to have it uploaded no later than tomorrow, so that's gonna be up. We're not gonna go on a 2 week hiatus without a video. But I'm going to get that out. Got to get that edited and uploaded, and then hopefully next week I'll get back on the regular grind, regular scheduled sort of dealio that I was on, video a week. I've got some good ideas. I just been really sort of busy with work and school, like a lot of the work stuff I do. I do a lot of like the stuff I do for YouTube, like SEO, marketing, creating content, but it's just for a company, and that takes up a lot of time. And then school, obviously, that takes up a lot of time. So then YouTube kind of falls third. Like by the time I get done with everything, it's like 6, 7 o'clock, and I just don't feel like recording, editing, and all that stuff, a video. And then on top of that, jujitsu. I don't get to go to jujitsu because I'm trying to do all these things. I almost knocked my camera over. But yeah, it's just been a lot to do all of it, do everything. But I'll adjust. I'm adjusting right now. I'm gonna get everything figured out and kind of have like a schedule figured out, which I'm kind of getting there. So expect the regular swing of things here very, very soon. Got some good video ideas cooked up as well. Been working on that. But like I said, the title of this is "What is the future of John Jones and also Conor McGregor?" Two probably of the biggest names in the UFC. John Jones being like probably one of the best, if not the best, mixed martial artists of all time. Conor McGregor definitely being the most notable mixed martial artist of all time. And ironically, both these dudes are kind of basket cases in how they act. Both really good fighters, but both kind of I don't know. Conor and it's very. I mean, they're both kind of egomaniacs. John Jones more of like a narcissistic kind of guy. I feel like John Jones. We'll just start with him. Everything that's gone on with him over the past 10 years, I don't really know. I mean, a lot of the stuff recently as well. It's just more annoying because he's been having all of these run-ins over the course of 10 years when the dude has all the money, all the resources he needs to possibly get help. He has every reason to get help. He's had numerous situations where like that signs point to getting help, and the dude doesn't get help. His last whatever incident, whatever you want to call it, run-in with the police, or I don't even know because it's clearly his fault. He for the domestic violence thing with his wife. His coach told him that like Jackson Wink, the team that pretty much brought him up, made him who he is, into the fighter that he is. The coach tells him that, hey man, if you don't go to rehab, if you don't get help and try to make changes in your life, you can't come back to the gym. We aren't going to coach you, aren't going to train you until that happens. And instead of being like, yeah, let me go get some help, he just decides to leave the gym and kind of find a new gym or take matters into his own hands. I really don't know exactly what he's doing. I think I heard he's going to Fight Ready in Arizona, in Scottsdale, Arizona, with like Henry Cejudo. So that might be interesting. But the fact that he's not getting help and he's just, I don't know, he's just moving away from it and just kind of ignoring it makes me believe that he's not somebody that learns from mistakes, even though he's never really had in his fighting career any mistakes that he's really had to learn from, except maybe like the Alexander Gustafsson fight when he just didn't train. I feel like I don't know, he doesn't think that he can do, I don't know, like it's a narcissistic thing. Like I feel like he doesn't think he can do anything wrong or he's not going to screw anything up. Oh, how we doing? Didn't see the chat, but I don't know. I just feel like the fact that he's not willing to make changes, the fact that he's not willing to get help shows me that he's not willing to make changes. And somebody who's not willing to make changes, who's not willing to listen to advice, ultimately that never, I feel like, ends well. Like you might be successful for a while, and talent seems like it's carried him a very, very long way, especially given how much of a like basket case John Jones is. Like doesn't even train for fights, barely train like a week before title fights, goes out there and dominates like world class champions, like super disciplined dudes. just shows you how good John Jones is, how flippin' talented, how just naturally skilled the guy is, and the fact that he can be that good and not really try. I don't know. I think that kind of is detrimental to him because he's never going to actually learn, and I feel like eventually that's only going to carry him so far, and it's going to catch up to him. But he also has had numerous opportunities to make changes. I don't know. So I feel like the next time, I feel like this is a very long-winded response or answer, I guess, on how I feel about this whole John Jones situation or how I see his future playing out. I feel like he's probably gonna have a fight heavyweight. I don't know if he's gonna fight for the title right away. If he does, I don't know. I don't think Cyril Gane is tough because Cyril Gane's a big dude that is incredibly skilled, and he's a very tricky kickboxer. John Jones is a good kickboxer, but he's not on that level of kickboxing, in my opinion. He's very good, but Cyril Gane's like a sport kickboxer, like a real Muay. I mean, he was a world champion kickboxer. So there's just a difference. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just a difference of somebody that's like a really good college wrestler and then somebody that was an Olympic wrestler. There's just a difference. It's whatever that difference is. It's like just there's like a, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just there's something different about it, and I feel like his kickboxing is going to be a little bit more tricky. He's just a big dude. John Jones has never fought big dudes like that, like really big dudes, like 260-pound guys. And then Francis Ngannou, just the pure knockout threat that he poses. That's a very tricky fight just because you get hit once and you're going to be hurt pretty bad. And, I mean, John Jones will have a reach on him, which I don't think Francis has ever fought anybody with a longer reach than him. So that is something to note. It might be harder for Francis to hit him. But I don't know. I just feel like both those fights, he's probably not going to – I feel like a fight he could win is against Stipe because Stipe is a fairly smaller heavyweight. And even though Stipe is really good, he's very skilled, very well-rounded, beat DC twice. I still feel like John Jones would take that. He's just bigger. In my opinion, he's probably just as skilled, if not more skilled. And I just think he has the natural attributes that would probably beat Stipe. But that's a fight that he could win, and it's probably better for him in terms of legacy, in my opinion. But I feel like his ego is gonna want to fight for the title, and he's gonna want to fight Francis or Cyril Gane, whoever wins. And I don't know how I feel like that's gonna play out for him. I feel like he might lose, in my opinion, just because his last couple fights he hasn't looked really good. Thiago Santos, very close fight. A lot of people think it could have went either way. Dominic Reyes fight, I think John Jones probably won the split decision, in my opinion. And the Thiago Santos fight, just because Santos was hurt and couldn't really pose. He was still being dangerous, but it wasn't the same. And then the Reyes fight was definitely like, yeah, I think Reyes might have won that fight, but it's John Jones. They probably gave it to him just because it went to a decision. It was relatively close, I guess, even though I think Reyes kind of clearly won it. I don't know. But the fact that John Jones looks like he's kind of like trending downwards in his performances, the fact that he's going to go up to heavyweight after not fighting for a while, like almost 2 years probably, by the time he actually comes back. And then on top of that, he's going to be in a whole new weight class, have a whole bunch of different weight that he's never fought at in this kind of setting, like under the lights, against like a world-class elite top heavyweight in the world. I don't know how that's going to play out for him. Especially with everything that's going on in his life, like with between the past like year and a half in terms of just like legal issues and just personal issues that he needs to address, and the fact that he doesn't address them, I don't think it ends well. I just don't. I hate that for him because I actually am a John Jones fan, but it's kind of been hard to. The more he just keeps messing up, it gets hard to defend somebody like that when they just keep screwing up. It's like it's almost disrespectful and kind of poops on the people that support you. So I don't know. Conor McGregor, on the other hand, I actually feel like, even though I'm not a big Conor McGregor fan at all, he's kind of in my opinion, I mean, he is an idiot. He does a lot of stupid stuff. And honestly, he's another person that I feel like if he actually wouldn't be such a basket case, could probably be a lot better. He could be a lot greater. I don't think Conor McGregor is in the GOAT conversation at all. But I feel like if he would have never actually kind of lost his mind with all the money he made and like didn't take a break from fighting and just stayed fighting, stayed consistent, and didn't take long breaks, I feel like he could be in the GOAT conversation. I feel like if he would have stayed consistent with the sport and stayed with the progression of the sport, he probably could be one of the best fighters like in the UFC right now, one of the best fighters in the world. He still definitely is, in my opinion, but he's also still very beatable. Like, he looks very beatable. When he's on his game, when he's on point, like his Jose Aldo performance, I mean, the 13 seconds, or like an Eddie Alvarez fight when he was hungry before he was super rich and he hadn't accomplished all that much yet, that Conor McGregor was just his mindset, everything was different. He was a completely different guy. He was just dialed in, and that dude looked like he was unbeatable. His striking was so crisp, precision, the speed, the time. I mean, everything was on point. Like, his striking was phenomenal. Obviously, the grappling kind of looked like it was an exploit, but I also feel like his grappling is still slightly underrated, in my opinion. Like, he did do a fairly decent job. Got mauled by Khabib, but he did a fairly decent job in certain points and times in stuffing, like, not stuffing takedowns. Well, he did stuff some takedowns, and there was just a few things where he would have made, if he would have made like a slight change, just a little, did one thing different that he could have easily done, he would have been out of position. Like, he would have got up type of thing. But like, I don't know. I feel like Conor is just one of those people, if he gets his mind in it, I feel like his mind's in it right now, like he wants to be back, because I feel like the type of person he is, he probably is a nut, he's probably crazy, but I feel like you can't accomplish what he's accomplished without every mental attribute you need to be like a Muhammad Ali type of guy, like a legendary type of dude. Like, he is a legendary type of dude, but I'm talking like a GOAT type of dude. He has the mental attributes, he has the physical skills, but I think the distractions in his life pull him in different directions, and I feel like he gets too lost. And I don't know, like, just lost in money, lost in everything. He gets drunk off his own juice, kind of thing. Like, I feel like that's it. I feel like he got to a point where has all these accomplishments, he has all this money, he has all these whatever deals, companies, making all sorts of money, and I feel like he just kind of same thing like with John Jones, just didn't. He was like, I can do all this stuff, and I can screw up, and I can still make all this money. I can still do it. Like, it's all still gonna be there, kind of thing, like in his mind. But I do think Conor actually might make some changes, because I feel like he's in a little bit better of a place mentally than John Jones probably is, even though John Jones likes to, I feel like he likes to put out like that things are good and things are fine and things are trending in a better direction. But then every year, like literally every year, something happens. Something comes up in the news. So that, like, it's just like, to me, like the typical social media thing. You just put out what you want people to see. And I feel like that's what he does, but actions speak louder than words. And even though Conor does do stupid things, he's not beating up his wife kind of thing, or he's not hit and run like a pregnant lady. He isn't doing a hit and run on a pregnant lady and then leaving the scene. I guess that's what a hit and run is. But, I mean, he's doing stuff like punching an old guy in a bar, which is not cool at all. You shouldn't punch an old dude, but he's punching a guy at least. Not he's beating up his wife, or, punching a flipping DJ. I mean, that's not cool at all. But, again, he's not hit and run. He's not doing a hit and run on a pregnant lady, or hit his wife in the face kind of thing. Like, that to me is definitely a lot worse and a lot more scumbaggy. Yeah, I don't know, but it's like comparing apples to oranges. They're both not good, but I feel like John Jones definitely are a little bit more dark. So I feel like Conor might be able to make the right changes. I feel like he could turn it around. He has a very short window. I feel like, I don't know, his body might be preserved, because I feel like he hasn't really taken a lot of damage. Besides, breaking his leg, but I mean, like, damage in terms of, like, brain. He's definitely taking brain damage, but you guys know what I'm saying. He hasn't taken Nate Diaz brain damage. He hasn't taken Dustin Poirier brain damage. He's, for the most part, really been pretty good from what we've seen. I'm sure he's definitely taken shots in training, but, so he could maybe have a little bit longer window, but I'm just talking about in terms of natural. He's like, 33, 34 now, so maybe at most by the time he's 36, he's got like 2 years, 3 years. So that is something to note. He has a very limited window before I feel like he gets diminishing returns on his performance. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but I feel like Conor actually has the potential, and if he stays at 155, 170, I don't think he might not have much success. He could potentially win a title again at 155. I actually could say that if he dials in, he looks good even when he lost to Poirier both times. He looks good still. Like, he looks dangerous. He looks like he's still dangerous, and that's what's important. If he still looks dangerous, he looks like he has the ability to pull the trigger. A lot of people, when they get to that point and they have all like a Tyron Woodley type of dude, they don't pull the trigger anymore. Like, they don't have that instinct, the killer instinct. Conor McGregor very much so still has the killer instinct, which is important. I think it's just a matter of if he does the training, even though he's, like I said, he looks sharp and it looks like he does the training, but I'm talking in the sense of like when he's hungry, when he had nothing type of training. That dude is a world beater. So if he goes back to that, which he looks like he can, I believe he can, it's just a matter if he will. I feel like he could very well potentially win a belt at 155, because I feel like it's up for the taking. Even though he lost to Poirier twice, that the UFC would still make that fight happen again for the 4th time if Poirier somehow wins the belt. I think Oliveira is dangerous. He's very dangerous, but Michael Chandler was tagging up. He almost knocked out Oliveira in that first round. Conor McGregor, I would argue, probably has a little bit better hands, a little bit probably equivalent power to Michael Chandler, and he could probably put Oliveira to sleep with those same shots. I mean, think about anyone else. Islam would probably run through Conor, so that's tough. But I don't know. It's hard to say. But I think Conor definitely has the potential for a brighter future than John Jones. I just feel like John Jones is just so far gone for the fact that hasn't really gotten help. I feel like Conor, even though he does stupid things, he seems like he's not being I don't know. He's not like, he does stupid things in the sense where I feel like it's just his ego getting him trouble. John Jones, it's like drugs, alcohol, like, even though it's drugs and alcohol too. It's hard to say with Conor. I don't know. It sounds really bad because it sounds like I'm dogging on John Jones, which actually, the funny thing is I like John Jones more than flipping Conor McGregor. But I just feel like, I don't know, John Jones is just, he's done a lot more stuff recently that makes me just be like, come on, man. I don't know. It's hard to say. They both pretty much are doing the same exact stuff, but I think it really depends. It's hard to say because I don't know anything about like really what's going on the inside of these guys' lives. I'm just basing this off outside perspective, what I see in the news, what I see these guys post online. So this is all just sheer speculation in the end. But this is also, I don't know, something I was thinking about. If you guys kind of enjoy these like open topic things where I just sit down and talk about stuff, I will continue to do them. It doesn't really take much for me. It's just me talking. And I don't know. I could cap this off right now because I don't really have much else to talk about. I didn't really think of anything to say or besides these topics. Literally, this is what I was thinking of as I was setting everything up. I don't even know if this is gonna even be synced up with the audio and the microphone because I don't really use this setup. So this will be interesting. We'll see if this looks good. If this doesn't, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time. I'll catch you guys later.